guys and gals, Nary here from Drake Wayne Gaming. Some of you know me on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Soulcreek. So yeah, before we jump into it, just wanted to let y'all know that our Patreon is now up for as little as $5. Y'all can help support the channel and get some awesome rewards like permanent access to our community Discord server and full access to upcoming Not Safe for Work videos. All that for as little as $5, y'all. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alarm chain, you are up. Let's go. Little of importance happened while we travel. We keep a steady stride through Alayla, the mountainous terrain eventually blending together as we progress westward. By late afternoon, I'm starting to feel the ache, but urge my feet onwards regardless. Loken remains stoic and focused. He says next to nothing. Hours pass in comfortable silence. As the sun curves down and begins to dip, a thin veil of mist sweeps the ground and the temperature starts to drop. Just as he promised, Loken takes me on a quick detour to see the ominous sight he alluded to. Dusk rapidly approaches. Just when my fatigue starts to burn, we arrive at an eerie abandoned settlement. A cabin. What is this place? Beside me, Loken whines anxiously. I will tell you the story. It is part of your training. There's something different about him. He's holding himself in a manner I've never seen, like he's unsettled on a spiritual level. Concerned, I reach up and gently stroke his arm. Are you okay? He only looks away solemnly. He isn't okay at all. The Oxtail Clan once lived here. They were a small clan of 50. Now they are gone. Nobody will approach this village. Squinting at the dilapidated fauna and neglected warped structures, a shiver runs down my spine. I instinctively ready my spear. There's a haunting tranquility to the derelict settlement, a solemn, hollow enormity I don't know how to describe. Do we pass into a black zone? No, but we are standing beside one, you see? He gestures past the decaying huts and into the gaping maw of the adjacent woodlands. The black zone border is between those trees. My skin tingles. If I took 10 paces forward, I'd be inside. It's far too close for comfort. Did they have the idea that they'd built their village right on the border? They did not. They did not consult a black runner before choosing this site. I stare into the maw of dread. In my head, it's like watching my own face reflected in fathomless seawater. My nose almost touching the dark ripples. God, this music is creepy as fuck. What happened here? The village was named Carmen. This was for the red petals that once grew here. Many years ago, the village had become silent. Those who visited this clan disappeared. A black runner and her acolyte were asked to discover why. A warden from a nearby clan was with them. The Oxtail Clan did not welcome them, but they continued to investigate. Loken directs my gaze to one of the abandoned structures, a large house. The black runner soon discovered the truth. Many years ago, 10 of the villagers had become informed all at once. They had been chained to the walls inside this building. Chained? They were kept alive for many years. The Oxtail Clan was small. They had strong bonds. They could not execute their own. The whole horrifying truth washes over me. I shiver and step away. Those poor fuckers, trapped inside that house, completely insane. Loken nods sadly. The informed would ramble as they were chained. Over time, the villagers would listen to their ramblings. Soon the ramblings became like music. The chieftain of the Oxtail Clan was called Zana the Wise. She had once been a talented healer. 2 of those who had become informed had been her children. Zana's mind was broken. She ordered her people to listen to the voices of the informed. They would gather every night. None were allowed to refuse. The words of the informed became law. Zana interpreted these words. The people came to believe the Black Zones were good. They would worship them as one would worship gods. Soon the Oxtail Clan did not wish to be the Oxtail Clan anymore. Instead, they would call themselves the Ensouled. So it was a cult? Fuck! The Black Zones really mess with people. They would call the demons by a strange name. Angels. Angels? They heard that word from the informed? They did. They believed that if all embraced these angels, the Black Zones would swell with gratitude. All lands would be consumed in rapture. What happened to the 3 that investigated? The Black Runner, the Acolyte, and the Warden? Fucking hell. Water time? The Ensouled did not want their secret to be told. They became hostile to the Black Runner. The Warden had to act. She fought the Ensouled, though she did not wish to. The village was slaughtered. There was no other choice. Wow, wardens must be really fucking strong. Or powerful. A thought suddenly strikes me and I groan in realization. The Badger of Carmine. Taki. She was the warden. She always seemed so indomitable, a loyal guardian and a friend, but being forced to carry out an execution of this scale? It's not her. Taki also put down the informed that had been chained up, including the children. It was the only path. The Black Runner agreed to tell the other clans that the Oxtails had turned to banditry and murder. Many see Taki as a hero for her deed. I doubt she sees it that way. Poor Taki. What happened to Zana? Zana the Wise fled into the Black Zone. Taki was not able to deliver justice to this person. She believes she failed her duties this day. This still causes her great pain. She would not speak of these things. The haunting, tragic tale of Carmen rings in my mind, but one aspect in particular irks my curiosity. Logan, how did 10 people become informed all at once? Logan promptly directs my sight towards the ominous Black Zone border again. When the village of Carmen was built, some structures were put within the Black Zones. The builders were oblivious. Behind those trees within the Black Zone, there was a barn used to store grain. You can see it clearly from here, were it not for the trees. On that night, the villagers had heard sounds from the barn. They crossed the border to investigate. When they returned, they were informed. He pauses. Earlier that night, something had wandered into the barn. It had become trapped within. This is what the villagers saw. I stare. My grip of the spear tightens until my knuckles turn white. Fuck! It was right on their doorstep! The whole time, watching them! It was the Black Runner's acolyte who discovered the barn. The acolyte was... Loken's stoic, indomitable demeanor is cracking. He's unsettled. I've never seen it happen like this. It's unpleasant. The acolyte was only a child. They were hiding from the violence as the ensouled were fighting. They crossed the border and sought refuge in the barn. His chest is starting to rumble with a deep, constrained anxiety. They looked within. They saw. He sidesteps closer to me, growling with bared teeth, eyes locked onto the clearing. I reach up and squeeze his arm to offer whatever comfort I can. It was you. You were the acolyte. He breathes deep, wavering in the face of this trauma. It was on this night, Alex. I knew they were demons on this night. That is their name to me. He's never quaked at the sight of a Black Zone, or the mention of a demon. Not once. Whatever he went through though here would left a deep, deep scar. I opened the door. I faced this demon. It faced me back. Instinctively desperate to console him, I step into his view and cup his muzzle, trying to turn his gaze down to me. I can't bear to see him hurt. Hey, that's enough! You don't have to tell me anymore! He resists me, keeping his gaze on the clearing and snarling. I gingerly stroke his cheek with my thumb. Loken! I finally get through to him. He falters. Stop thinking about it! Eventually, he nods. His head droops, the weight of his snout collapsing into my hands. I embrace him. Easy, easy, big guy. I've got you. He inhales deeply, nuzzling his soft face into my shoulder for comfort. I pet him, slowly and compassionately. Slowly, I feel his arms tighten around me. His pain slowly bleeds away as he clings to me. It was a long time ago. Whatever was in that barn, it's gone now. No. What? It is not gone. I release Loken and spin around, locking my eyes back onto the empty clearing with urgency. Just beyond those trees, it's still there? Barely 10 paces away from us, trapped in that barn. I could almost see it from here. And it could see me. Once again, I see my reflection in the black water. But what lurks just behind it, staring back? Second now. Water time. What, so there's just some kind of weird-ass nightmare machine just kind of chilling in that bar over there? Okay. Loken, let's just leave. I step away, but Loken doesn't move. Come on, big guy, that's enough. When he remains still, I hook a hand onto his paw and tug him from his trance. We can't stay, it could be watching. He starts to follow me, slowly. I keep hold of his paw. Really creepy noises, damn. We turn, silent, and keep our backs to the border. I resist the urge to roll around and face whatever might be watching our backs as we leave the village of Carmine. We don't say much for the rest of our travels that day. The mood is bleak. Loken is disturbed. I'm not sure if Carmine was really a lesson for me. Perhaps it was some kind of therapy for him. Eventually, he agrees to do something that'll take his mind off of it. We decide to make camp for the night, and at a spot he says he's particularly fond of. Oh, pretty. Whoa! It is a good place to rest. I see why you like it here. This is gorgeous. Ilela keeps finding new ways new ways to humble me with its beauty. The sky is turned blazing orange. Before us, a glorious waterfall flows amid a tranquil pond. The forest here is far from any clan. They do not patrol these woods. It is peaceful. Their loss. This is the kind of place I'd want to build a cabin next to and settle down. Perhaps, but this would not be good. The Black Zone is not far from here. Loken points to a point beyond the forest, past the scenic waterfall before us. There is no fence to mark the border. That's pretty close. Are you sure this spot is safe? You are sensing danger. I look back in the direction Loken indicated, trying to fathom the vacuous depths that lay just beyond. Wherever the usual dread that seizes me when we're close to a Black Zone is absent. I can't sense anything. We are safe. Ugh. Sorry, though. He smiles contently, his eye line going to the serene pond. He seems transfixed. I watch as his eyes shut. His fur ruffles in the chilly breeze, and his chest inflates with his steady breathing. You alright, big guy? You've been really quiet since Carmine. I am okay. He hooks an arm around my shoulder, tugging me closer to him. I smirk, nestling under his arm. It is good being here with you. We will enjoy this view. Anything to spend more time with you? You come here a lot? I do. You have also been here before. I tilt my head at him, baffled. After I pulled you from the glass, I ran from the Black Zone to this place. You were asleep, heavy. It was here that I washed with your wounds. Oh! Right. When I was, butt-ass nude. Butt-ass? Yeah, naked. This was not important at the time. Loken ruffles my hair, then moves over to a nearby rock. He perches himself on it, watching me curiously. Alex, I will ask you a question. My day's doing pretty good. That is not the question. Oh, sorry. Instead, I am asking what language it is you were speaking when I brought you to this place. I was talking? You were. I plonk my butt neatly on the stones beside him. We both sit, facing the lake. His tail hooks around my waist gently. If I was talking, it must have been before Bite was translating. I don't remember what I said. My first memories are of waking up at the lodge. The language you spoke was strange. I did not know these words. It's just my mother tongue. I definitely didn't recognize your language at first either. Perhaps only the Zephyr spoke this language you spoke. If the Zephyr spoke my language, where did yours come from? Clicking out, water time. Perhaps both languages were used. And how come no one here speaks mine anymore? I do not know. I think back to the day I woke up, trying to recall it for clues. Some of your salvage had writing on it, in my language. The shampoo bottle, remember? No one can read these words. Right, but it still raises questions like, is there also a written version of Ilalian? If so, what kind of alphabet does it use? Alphabet? Tell me what this is meaning. I frown. Can people read or write at all, Layla? No, only the Automonks can do these things. I chuckle at the outrageous absurdity. Yeah, really. The Automonks really are fundamental cockheads. These skills are common with the Zephyr. It was essential. We were all taught it. Still, I wonder what happened to my language. You said you didn't even recognize it. All provinces outside of Ilala speak Ilalian, or a language that is close. Why is it called Ilalian, then, if it's spoken elsewhere? It's called this because Ilala is the center of the known world. It is the largest safe space, accessed only by the spire south of here. The known world must be pretty small. It is, but there are many other safe areas that contain other clans. They're connected by passages through the Black Zones. Only the Black Runners know these passages. You must have traveled them. What are they like? I have not traveled them. You've never gone beyond the spire? I do not know the passages outside of Ilala. Oh, Aya didn't teach you? Aya did not teach me this. It is not the responsibility of the Black Runner to teach their acolyte. The acolyte uses their wit to determine the Black Zone borders by themselves. All Black Runners are different. How they were tuned to the four is different. Excuse me, some may be skilled in one of the four, others in another. I am considered to have weak wit. I gawp at him. What? That's bullshit! Come on, you put all those fences up around Ilala. Only around Draconi lands. Outside of this, my wit is poor. Actually, I do remember him saying that he had whole heaps of salvage that he couldn't identify. I just assumed that was natural for all Black Runners. But you're really well known as a Black Runner. People in other clans have heard of you. Those windshield travelers stopped by just to see you. This is true. I'm a renowned black runner, but not for my wit. Instead, this is because I am considered to have strong vigor. Alright, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!